So this preseason training module will cover coverage with a 3 official crew instead of a 4 official crew for flag football. So you'll note there are some positional differences. Obviously, there's no field judge, and there are some alignment differences. But if you want to refer to the 4 official crew presentation as it relates to the man zone ball philosophy, please do so. But this one's going to focus primarily on what to do with a 3 official crew. So looking at a 3 official crew versus a 4 official crew, there aren't really many initial position changes for the referee or the line judge. The referee is going to remain 7-7 from the defense offensive back on the side of the field opposite the line judge. The line judge is going to remain on the line of scrimmage on the side, on or just off the sideline opposite the referee. Both the referee and the line judge in a 3 official crew will continue to count Team A/Team K. The big difference here is the back judge. You'll note the back judge is still 20 yards downfield, but now the back judge takes a position much closer to the sideline, no more than 5 yards inbounds, and depending on how wide the widest offensive receiver to their side is, could align as far off the field as 2 yards off. But generally, in a formation like this, we'd want to start with the back judge at least a couple of steps on the field. The back judge is the only official that's going to be responsible for counting Team B/Team R on situations like this. Additionally, as a reminder, the referee has the 25-second play clock, and the back judge has the game clock. So the back judge is imperative for communication as it relates to that situation. On 3rd and 4th down, there's no immediate obvious difference as it relates to initial position. It's all the same for initial, but the big difference depends upon what our distance is to the line to gain. If we are 10 or fewer yards from the line to gain, as soon as the ball is snapped, the line judge will immediately move to the line to gain to be in position to rule on whether or not the ball crosses the line to gain. No change for the referee and no change for the back judge on plays like this. Let's take a look at initial keys. The referee, once the snap gets back to the quarterback and we've keyed and ensured that the snap didn't touch the ground and the quarterback's in possession, the referee will key on any blocking backs in front of the quarterback until such time as the quarterback is under threat, in which point her entire focus will shift to the quarterback. You may need to go to the quarterback a little earlier, depending on if the quarterback rolls out into the flat and leave the blockers. But if the quarterback stays in the vicinity of the spot where they receive the snap, you will need to be alert for blockers at least until such time as the quarterback comes under threat. The line judge is going to be initially responsible to key off the snapper, as well as any potential players in the immediate vicinity of the snapper and any receivers to the line judge's side of the formation. So in this formation, that puts about 4 players as initial keys for the line judge. The back judge is going to be responsible for the wide receivers on the back judge's side of the formation, which in this formation is primarily 2 players. Now, depending upon the action of that blocking back just to the snapper's right, if they release out toward the back judge or out toward that sideline, the back judge would then need to pick that individual up. But if they stay in and block, the line judge should be in a pretty good position to observe that action. Note that we are staying with initial keys only as long as we need to clear first threats. So we would pay more attention to a player who had a defensive player closer to him or her. The farther off they are, the more likely we are to pass that player initially until they start to come into contact or into the vicinity of an opponent. Now let's talk about our primary zones of responsibility. The referee has almost everything that happens in the backfield, so no drop shadow for the referee here. The line judge's initial zones, primary zones of responsibility are going to be that lane over the middle from sideline to sideline, making sure we take care of any issues we might have with the neutral zone. And then kind of from the middle of the field, approximately diagonally toward the corner pylon on the line judge's side of the field, players in that zone, in that area, are going to, when we go to zone coverage after we move out of the man coverage portion of the play and go drop off our keys and go to zone, that's where the line judge's primary focus is going to be. Obviously, action could dictate that the line judge may have to head out of that primary coverage area to help get a spot or observe action. If all the action floods away from the line judge, we have to go find something to officiate. The back judge is then responsible for pretty much everything else beyond the line of scrimmage. That includes the sideline on the back judge's side. Beyond the line of scrimmage, we trust the referee to get that spot in the backfield if the sideline were threatened. And then that you can see here from this particular play would include additionally most of the end zone. Again, remember, this is primary zones. Once the ball is thrown to a specific area on the field, our focus needs to shift toward the ball and the players in the immediate vicinity of the ball. We don't want to follow the flight of the ball. We want to go move our eyes to the location that the ball is coming down and find threats. Somebody threatening for catch, no catch. Is there a potential for an offensive or defensive pass interference to occur? Do we have a lot of contact? That kind of stuff will draw attention. So we may need to be used to looking at our partners, especially on a close catch, no catch, to make sure that neither of us has the ball as an incomplete pass. So as far as our mechanics on punt plays, there's no real pre-snap change for either the referee or the line judge. They'll remain in their normal position. Remember, the line judge needs to hold the line of scrimmage until the kick is made, because neither team is permitted to cross their line of scrimmage until the ball is kicked. The back judge is going to take a position 3 yards behind and 10 yards wide from the deepest receiver on their side of the field, because they have sideline responsibility on this play. Back judge is going to carry the beanbag in hand to be prepared to mark the end of the kick spot, as well as any potential spot or spots of first touching. When the kick ends, the back judge is going to beanbag the spot where the kick ends and start to referee this play back up the field. The line judge will drift downfield as the ball's been kicked, but as the runner catches up with the line judge is then going to become responsible for getting the progress spot. The referee will be responsible for staying behind and cleaning up this play on its way toward the goal line. So you can see from this play during this return, the back judge drops the beanbag, the kick proceeds upfield, the line judge is drifted, holding that spot. As the kick returner crosses the line judge's face, the line judge will now do normal line judge things in maintaining an even position with the returner until the play ends, at which point the line judge will get the spot, which is what the line judge does on 95% of all of our plays. Reverse mechanics are very similar to punt mechanics. In this play, I've eliminated a number of people who we don't really need to have action on this play, but on this particular play, the referee becomes the back judge, and the back judge becomes the referee basically when we have a change of possession. The line judge's responsibilities do not change. The line judge, once they see that interception, will kind of hold that spot, hold that position until we get to the point where the ball carrier crosses the line judge's face, at which point the line judge will then pick up a responsibility for a progress spot. The referee will lead the play all the way down to the goal line. So here's a perfect example of a play that would run just like that. Goal line coverage will kick in for us as soon as the ball is on or inside B's 10-yard line. At that point, the back judge is going to go take a position on the end line, approximately 5 yards from the sideline. The referee, no change for the referee. The big difference here is the line judge, as soon as the ball is snapped, is going to book it to the goal line, so the line judge is in position when this pass is caught and then crosses the goal line. If the pylon on the far side line is not threatened, the line judge should be able to ring it up on their own if they see a touchdown. If it's too close to the sideline, they may want to check with the back judge, who hopefully has made a position adjustment wide to assist with a little bit of eye contact on a play like this. When we're talking about reverse goal line coverage, the yard line of delineation is again the 10-yard line. This time it's A's 10, but it's still the goal line, or the yard line, the 10 closest to the goal line in threat. When we're outside the 10, and the referee's 7-7 position would put them in the end zone, we make the position adjustment to go to the goal line, widen out a little farther on the goal line, and then be prepared that if the quarterback were to take the snap and roll toward or just threaten the goal line, that the referee would need to be in position to potentially rule on whether or not there was a safety, as you can see from a play like this. Inside A's 10, now the referee and the line judge are both affected. The referee is going to position themselves on the end line, 7 yards wider than the spot of the ball. The big difference for the line judge is at the snap, the line judge is going to retreat immediately to the pylon and be in that position until the goal line is no longer threatened. I'm on the pylon if I'm the line judge, but I'm still looking in my regular coverage areas, because I have to be able to officiate in my normal area. If the quarterback or the ball carrier got threatened with a flagpole near the goal line, I would be the one responsible for ruling on safety or not a safety. But I need to be prepared to be there and still do my job as an official. I hope this provides some clarity for all of our various 3 official situations on 3 official crews. hopefully you were able to take something away from this presentation, and I wish you luck moving forward.